Hey, what's going on, guys? My name is Kinemaster, and today I have received a very special package. As you read by the title itself, this is going to be a fake PS4 controller, and I'm really excited to open this thing up and basically giving you guys a review of how good of a fake PS4 controller is. So let's go. Here it is, the controller itself. As you can see, this is how a fake PS4 controller looks like. I don't know how accurate this is to the real thing, but the controller itself, well, we'll have to test this out in a bit, but this is what it looks like on the box itself. It's like a DualShock 4 wireless controller, and some text also as well. 2018, which means this is probably with the light bar version, and DualShock 4, and there's nothing on the top. I picked up the color in red color because I personally love red. So anyways, let's open this thing up, and as you can see, open up quite easily actually. And let's take this thing out of the box itself. As you can see, alright, there it is. And we got the cable itself over here, which is a micro USB. I'm pretty sure, yeah, it's micro USB cable. Got some instruction manual, and stuff like that. There we go. And let's open this thing up and picked up the controller itself. And look at this, man. Here is a PS4 controller itself. I'm gonna kind of invest in a bit, and I'll talk about the controller more in a bit. And here is what the content is up, excluding the instruction manual. You got a micro USB cable, as you can see, like which is quite standard on the PS4 days, and the controller itself. And this feels quite good. Like, okay, maybe the buttons are quite clicky than the actual PS4 controller, but the controller itself feels really good as a PS4 controller. And let me remind you, I have actually used the PS4 DualShock 4 controller extensively, so I quite know the feeling. Maybe the trigger itself, it's quite mushy or doesn't feel the same way. I mean, it's a fake PS4 controller, I cannot really complain. And of course, we got the headphone jack itself, we got the speakers, we got, oh, I realized that there's a little bit of plastic tip covering on the touchpad. That's okay. And the analog stick itself feels really good, like a PS4 controller. Yes, it's really quite good. And also the buttons itself is quite turned on. As you can see, yeah, there is the light bar version. And the light bar, I don't know if you can actually notice by on the screen right now, it's quite different than the actual one. There's no kind of like shading, whereas the real one, I believe, kind of have a little bit of shade over here, going kind of making a curve, so it doesn't really go straight like this one, if you know what I mean. But it's okay, I don't really care about it. And this really feels really good, except the face buttons right here. They are, I don't know if you guys can hear it, they are quite clicky in a sense. I'll try to give you guys a footage of an actual PS4 controller, how that sounds like. But anyways, here's how the PS4 controller it looks in red. It looks dope in red. I love red so much, and it's quite a little bit of vibrant on the camera. But I can assure you, in person, it looks really legit, really cool. And also about the details itself, we have the share buttons over here. We have the options panel, which you cannot really see it for some unknown reasons. As you can see, there's options, and there's the share button. And this is how it looks like on the triggers itself: R2 and O, R1, etc. And you have some little bit of sticker over here and some information. If you guys can tell the difference between the actual one and the fake one, this is how you can look somewhere in here. But I personally really don't care. But oh yeah, one thing that I noticed is that the grip on the back itself, it's kind of have this matte red. Of course it's matte, I mean, what I mean is it has a darker tone than the actual one. As you can see, it has kind of darker tone. I don't know if it's actually a real thing. Oh, actually no, you know what, I actually used the golden colored one of the PS4 controller. It does have the kind of this shading, where the matte area one is actually quite darker than the faceplate one. So yeah, I've also used the gold one and the black one also as well. So oh yeah, I forgot to do a little bit of comparison between an Xbox 360 controller and the PS4 controller. So there it is, if you can see it, there you go. It's just kind of quite different, and I prefer the grip on the PS4 controller rather than the Xbox. But what I like about the Xbox 360 controller is that it's quite large, so it kind of fits my hands a little bit when you're touching the buttons and everything like that. But this one is kind of broken for some reason, because this one is giving some unintentional input and really registered input really nicely. So really nice. So yeah, I prefer the PS4 controller because I'm a PlayStation guy, not an Xbox guy. So yeah, that is a little bit of the overview of the fake PS4 controller. So I'm gonna actually prep up my laptop and let's try to run Marvel Spider-Man Remastered. Let's go. So here we are in Marvel Spider-Man Remastered itself, and let's go to, I actually plug in my controller. As you can see, it has light up. So let's actually quickly talk about a little bit more about the controller itself. The touchpad doesn't even work on the mouse because I tried on the original one. The mouse moves with the touchpad, but it doesn't really work. Also, I have to plug in with the earphones. It works really well, but the speaker doesn't emit sounds, which is kind of weird. I mean, it's a fake controller. I'm not sure. I'm not supposed to be surprised because it's a fake controller. So it doesn't emit from the speaker itself, but it emits from the headphones that I'm using also as well. What else am I going to talk about? It works. As you can see, it has the PlayStation layout. As you can see, it has a PlayStation layout. At least the controller is working really well. It reads as a PS4 or a PlayStation layout. So I'll actually try the gameplay in a bit. So I'm going to put some Miles Morales music or Spider-Man PS4 music in here. So let's create a new game plus because I want to, and let's put it on. And let's put it on Ultimate also because why not? You guys can hear the vibration itself is quite strong. Look at that. The gamepad, yeah, as you can see, if you guys can hear it, the vibration. If I just check it on classic, it's kind of normal. As you can see, there's no real vibration, but I want to have the extra vibration. So it's fine. So as you can see, vibration if you guys can hear it. But anyway, let's start the game itself. Let's see. Here it is, the iconic opening scene of Marvel Spider-Man. It's really weird to playing this game, the remaster version with a PS4 controller. Let's go, man. Let's go. If you guys can hear the vibration, like it vibrates every single second. And I'm equipping with the Amazing Spider-Man 2 accurate movie suit, so it's supposed to be fun. Oh, look at that. Press R2 to swing. Let's go, man. Look at that. It's quite laggy because it is literally the opening scene, and I'm gonna be replaying this game with this controller. So let's see. The controller itself really works quite well, and I really like it. The R2 itself is quite responsive, and I really like it, and it's really working pretty well. And I've been liking it so far. I really can't wait for Miles Morales on November 18th, and I'm gonna be definitely playing that game. And the controller itself works really quite well, if you can see right now. Then the analog itself really works well. Actually, the analog itself feels better than the Xbox controller. I mean, for the dead zones and stuff, it's really worth it. It's better than the Xbox controller that I have, which sometimes doesn't even try. When I move the joystick to this right corner, it doesn't really register it. So that's one of the main concerns about the Xbox controller that I have. So I'm really glad this doesn't have that issue. So. And the really one thing that I love about this one is that it reads as a PS4 controller. I bought this because I need a controller that reads as a PlayStation. As I said before, I'm a PlayStation guy, not an Xbox guy. I grew up with the PlayStation 2, PlayStation 3. I grew up with those games and the consoles, so I'm really much more familiar with the PlayStation layout and PlayStation controllers more so than Xbox controller. But Xbox controller, PlayStation controller that I have, not that bad, but I prefer the PlayStation one more than the Xbox controller. And this thing does it suffice for a cheaper price. You get the PlayStation layout on this game. That's all I need, and that's what I like about this controller. It reads as a PlayStation controller. It functions as a PlayStation controller, and I love it. So let's do a little bit of a combat first with the TSM2 suit. Morning, guys. Let's go. Okay, I know, but as you can see, the buttons itself, it's quite mushy, and it's really fun. I really like this. So I'm gonna give you guys a, let's about this game real quickly. So I'm gonna give you guys a conclusion of this controller. What I thought about it, should you buy it or not? But the question about this controller is it worth it? Yes, it is absolutely worth it. For the same price as my Xbox 360 controller, you're getting a better dead zone input, better feeling controller, and overall, as a PlayStation guy myself, this feels amazing and practically better than my Xbox 360 controller. What else am I going to add? The printing on the PlayStation logo is kind of off, and there's going to be a little bit of miscoloration where they miscolored the inside of it, so that's also one thing to note. The trigger itself is pretty fine. The USB controller is quite slightly crooked when you plug it in, slightly crooked like this, so it's slightly crooked, but it's not really that big of a deal. The grip itself feels pretty well like a PS4 controller would, and the input itself when I'm playing the game, it's really good. It doesn't have any issues when I'm trying to use the gadget wheel. If I'm aiming it to the top left, it'll go to the top left, and then top bottom right, it's going to the bottom right, and unlike the Xbox 360 controller that I have. So overall, it is a very worth it controller, even though it's a fake one, but it is actually really worth it for people like me who doesn't have that much money to buy an actual PS4 controller. This is totally fine and totally worth it. So, well, minus the speakers. Actually, the speakers doesn't work, but it's okay. So I only have an Indonesia link available. I don't have any international link. So if you guys do have an international link, leave it down in the comment section down below, and I'll pin it, or maybe include it in my pinned comment. So yeah, thank you so much for watching. Hope you guys find this useful and enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time.